Alright, right now I'm going to show you kind of using the type tool how to get some cool layer effects. I just type the letter. When I'm typing, I just click once. I don't make a text box. It's easier to maneuver with that letter itself. So I've got this letter made, alright, the letter E. I'll make it even bigger. Check that off. I can now go to my layer styles, adding a layer style, and the fun thing about layer styles is you're able to see a lot or be able to manipulate them after they're done. Did I already go over this with you? I don't know if I have. Alright, so I'm going to go over bevel and emboss first, and that will let you kind of see what you can do. These are the pixels that are in that layer, and this is what's happening to them. You kind of get a preview on the right with a single pixel of what's going on. So I can increase and decrease the depth of this, the size, and now you can see what it's kind of doing. This layer style options will allow you to really do some fun stuff with this. Changing the size, softening those edges, changing the light source, where it's coming from, the angle of the light source, the contour, how the highlight and shadow is. Maybe you want your shadow to be a different color. Maybe you want it to be red. And set it to normal. Now you've got it as a red shadow. Playing around with those ideas. I'm also going to put a stroke on there. You can increase and decrease the stroke, positioning it to the inside, outside, or from the center. Alright, this will just go around the edges of whatever you're doing. This will also do it to something else. Here, I'll put a drop shadow on here too, just to have some fun. So here's a drop shadow. I've changed the drop shadow. What's fun about drop shadow is it also works with the light source in bevel and emboss. So if I just change the angle, the light source is changing as well. Alright, so be aware of that. The distance of my drop shadows here, I've set it to multiply. That's the blending mode. It is black. I'm going to increase the opacity on it a little bit and say OK. Now the fun thing is, here we go. I've got all these things going on with this this one thing, which are these pixels, which are the letters. All right. If I make a new layer and I am using my brush tool, I'm going to go back to the normal brush, not the grass brush. Just a hard round brush. Left bracket to make it smaller. And I'm going to draw with this brush. Fun thing about layer styles is I can click and drag these layer styles to another thing, or I can right click and copy the layer style and put it on wherever I want, pasting that layer style to whatever layer I want. Now if I'm here, remember these effects are affecting those pixels. If I continue to draw into this layer, those pixels are continuing to have that effect put onto them. So this is a really fun thing, especially when you are, maybe you're drawing something and you've got that layer effect on there. It's already kind of applying it to there, but you can see how it kind of affects that stroke is affecting the edge right here. Just that little, these 4 or 5 pixels that make that bump right there now have that effect applied to them, so be aware of that. It's also a good way of finding stray pixels. Say there's an accidental stray pixel over here in the corner. If I have a layer effect on it, I can't really see that pixel. It's kind of invisible, but if I have a layer effect on it, it really lets me know where that is. It's a fun thing to do. Alright? That is layer effects. There's a ton of them. Explore those. Learn how to use them.